Never been answered? Well, I've figured it out. We've seen his mom multiple times, but never seen his father. I have a few ideas on who it could be, so let's get into it and try and figure out who Joseph's dad is and maybe even solve Joseph's mom's name. Our first candidate is Tyrone. Tyrone could be his dad for obvious reasons, as we know that he cheats a lot. As in SML movie Cody's New Family, he directly says that Judith doesn't like his other kids that he had with other women, which directly states that it is confirmed that Tyrone does sleep around with other women and that the women he did sleep with ended up pregnant.
You never liked any of the other kids I ever had with other women.
Tyrone, you have a cheating problem.
Another piece of evidence that supports Tyrone possibly being Joseph's dad is that Joseph's grandparents look like they could be Joseph's grandparents as well as looking like they could be Tyrone's parents, as they have the exact same head shape as Tyrone.
But I would lie to you. I lie to you all the time. And these are your grandparents. That's not a lie.
Yo, you don't have to lie to me to make me feel better.
However, the kids of two parents with a square type face like Tyrone and Joseph's mom produce square-headed children, as shown in the same video SML movie Cody's Family, where Cody's stepsister is shown to be square-faced. Joseph's face, however, is circular. Now this could just be a small detail because Cody's real dad is also kind of square-faced, but going off just the head shapes of Tyrone and Joseph's mom, Tyrone can't be Joseph's dad unless in the SML world, two squares equal a circle. With this out of the way, Joseph's grandparents look like they could be Tyrone's parents. Just based on the face and head shape of both the grandparents, they would fit Tyrone but not Joseph. Now I know what you're thinking, but it's explicitly said that the grandparents are Joseph's real grandparents. However, I believe that the grandparents, they were just acting like his grandparents because they were paid by Joseph's mom to go act like it. And this evidence can be encouraged as Joseph's mom is most likely still a multi-millionaire.
I checked my lottery tickets and saw that I had won $10 million.
And the grandpa even says that the pearl necklace that he gave his wife was bought and given to her that same day. And it could be that Joseph's mom really wanted Joseph to be happy because apparently his grandparents were supposed to spend their final days buying everything that Joseph wanted.
Yep, we just want to get you whatever you want. You see that pearl necklace your grandma wearing? I got that for her today. And between you and me, that's the second pearl necklace I got her today. Yep, she a freak. She freaking.
But it's not really confirmed. But if it is true, why would she want to hire them now and not a few years ago? Well, it's still unknown because Joseph's mom has really been popping in and out whenever there's a plot hole. But it's safe to say, just based on the head shape alone, Tyrone can't be Joseph's dad because Joseph's mom has a square head shape, and since Joseph has more of a circular shape, his dad has to have a circular shape as well. The next candidate is Drybones, but immediately he can't be Joseph's real dad, as at 13 minutes in SML movie Joseph's House, that's actually not his dad because it turned out to be a ghost in disguise just trying to scare them. And with the cease and desist letter that they got, SML is no longer allowed to use Drybones or the ghost, which is represented by a Boo puppet, which surprising enough, those two characters were included in the cease and desist order by Nintendo, which makes SML legally unable to use those characters ever again.
It's a letter from a lawyer from Nintendo. And it says they want you to stop using their characters.
However, the ghost storyline of Joseph's dad actually being dead and possessing the old house is not revisited at any point in time, so this plot point was only a one-time thing, making the entire plot of his dad haunting the house just useless. They also will never go back to that house where Joseph's dad is apparently stuck for eternity, as the SML crew all said that Joseph's house was the worst place to film in and that they're never ever going back. Another dead character that could be Joseph's dad is the skeleton that we see in SML movie The To-Go Box, which shows that his dad is dead, but somehow his dad is just huge, just like how Joseph's mom went to the store on Halloween to go get a big skeleton to trick Joseph into thinking that she had died when she won the lottery. So she ended up abandoning him entirely, so Joseph's dad in this video is probably just another skeleton that Joseph's mom brought from a Halloween store so that he'll never find his real dad. And now finally, the last candidate that I believe is Joseph's dad is Chef Pee Pee. Think about it. First of all, going back to the head shape, Chef Pee Pee has the closest relation to Joseph's head shape with it being circular. Second of all, Chef Pee Pee's main type in women are Hispanic women. This is visibly confirmed in SML movie The Maid, as when Bowser hires Lola and Chef Pee Pee's just immediately hooked on her.
Well, I want you to meet the new maid. Her name is Lola. Say hi, Lola, in whatever language you speak.
Hola, Chef Pee Pee. Me llamo Lola.
But why I bring this seemingly useless detail up is that Joseph's mom is portrayed to be Hispanic. She also doesn't have a confirmed name just yet.
Calm down, Joseph. I want to explain something to you.
So I have a feeling that I not only know how Chef Pee Pee may be Joseph's dad, but it also may reveal Joseph's mom's name. In SML movie Chef Pee Pee Quits Part 5, whenever Chef Pee Pee starts to get hunted down by the animatronics, one particular animatronic makes Chef Pee Pee reminisce of his past. When Chef Pee Pee returns from the kitchen after seeing the bloodied splatter of a guy's disembodied arms, he runs back to the office where he sees a notepad that Chica left. And the note reads, "You're next, Chica." Chef Pee Pee starts to freak out before he stops himself and thinks back to his high school years as he specifically remembers a love interest from high school, and her name was also Chica, but then he starts freaking out again.
Oh, a pen? Wait, you're next, Chica! Wait, I dated a chick named Chica in high school. Oh, she had a big butt. I should give her a call.
But I have a feeling that Chica, Chef Pee Pee's date from high school, is Joseph's mom. As Chica in Spanish means girl, Chica is actually a common name for girls in Hispanic cultures, which could be Joseph's mom's name as she doesn't have a confirmed name yet. My theory is that when Chef Pee Pee and Chica were dating in high school, they had a fling on Valentine's Day of 2008 before shortly breaking up, as he was accepted to a culinary school back in Chef Pee Pee's home country of France, which would make Chef Pee Pee unable to text Chica overseas as the time difference would be too much with how many hours Chica worked at the time. As well, back then, texts were already expensive enough, and so texting internationally would be way too costly for them, along with WhatsApp not being made until a year later in 2009. Now, assuming Joseph's birthday is correct on his wiki, Joseph would be born in the phase of pregnancy called moderate preterm, which would have led to no complications as he's completely normal and healthy as well as athletic in current day SML. However, my theory is that Chef Pee Pee was unaware of the pregnancy as he was away in a different country with almost no way to communicate with anyone in the United States. As well, shown in SML movie Joseph Gets Adopted, Chef Pee Pee apparently had a kid with another woman and the kid's name was D'Angelo Pee Pee. However, the kid was 10 years old and only just now Chef Pee Pee confirmed that the kid isn't his, which goes to show that Chef Pee Pee has slept with many women in his past that he didn't even know about. But after Chef Pee Pee and Chica couldn't see each other anymore, they broke up and Chica would then be in a relationship with another man whenever she found out she was pregnant with Joseph. Assuming that Chef Pee Pee stayed the 3 years in France that he said he did, he forgot who Chica was. Along with this, Chica just assumed her new boyfriend got her pregnant, and so she didn't get a paternity test to confirm whether or not her pregnancy was caused by her new boyfriend or Chef Pee Pee. But what about Joseph's perception of his dad being dead? Well, it's probably because his stepdad, who was Joseph's mom's husband, who was Chica's boyfriend, apparently died in a police brutality incident where Joseph was a witness, and that's the reason why Joseph now has such a big problem with the police and law enforcement.
Hey, kid.
What do you want from me, you stupid pig?
Okay, screw you then.
Since he witnessed a tragic event that took away the dad that he knew. But Chica goes along with the rest of her life after this event. However, once she does a paternity test, Joseph is not the son of the guy who she thought he was. And so when she won the lottery, she saw an opportunity to never tell him the truth as the guilt got to her, as she was very paranoid about how Joseph would react, so she took the easy route by abandoning her son and boyfriend when she won the lottery. But who do you think Joseph's dad is? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching and subscribe.